The market was alive with sound, the cries of traders echoing through the narrow streets. Baskets of fruit spilled bright colors across wooden stalls, and the smell of roasted grain mixed with sharp spices hung heavy in the warm air. Humans rarely came here. The alien bazaar was a place of barter, old stories and strange relics. But today one human walked slowly through the crowd, keeping his head low. He looked tired, dressed in worn clothes, his hands carrying only a small satchel. Many ignored him. Others looked with suspicion. For most aliens, humans were wanderers, outsiders with little value. Yet one detail made him different. On his hand, wrapped tight around his finger, was a ring of silver and black stone. It shimmered faintly in the light, as if holding its own fire. At first no one noticed, but an old alien woman sitting near a stall selling roots and herbs caught the glimmer. Her skin was pale and wrinkled, her eyes sharp despite her age. She leaned forward, staring at the ring as though she recognized it. The human noticed her gaze and quickly tried to hide his hand in his pocket, but it was too late. The elder rose slowly, her walking staff tapping against the stone floor. Her movements drew attention from others. Whispers began to spread. The alien elder walked right up to the human, ignoring the crowd pressing around. With a hand that trembled but carried strength, she reached forward and touched the ring. The human froze. His first instinct was to pull away, but something about the elder's eyes made him stop. They were wide, filled not with anger but with fear and longing. The crowd leaned closer, silent now. Where did you get this?" the elder whispered. Her voice shook as though each word cost her breath. The human said nothing at first. He pulled his hand back, curling his fingers into a fist. His eyes darted around, measuring the crowd. His jaw tightened as though he held a secret he could not share. The elder's hand shook as she pointed at the ring again. "This is not yours," she said, louder this time. Her voice carried through the market. A few nearby vendors stopped calling for customers, their eyes fixed on the strange object. "It's just a ring," the human muttered at last. His tone was flat, but his eyes betrayed unease. "No," the elder said sharply, "not just a ring. This is a symbol, a memory, a curse. Do you know what you carry?" The human looked down, his breath heavy. He wanted to walk away, but every path seemed blocked by the curious crowd. The silence pressed harder than the noise had. His lips parted as though he might explain, but instead he shook his head. The elder's face grew pale. Her fingers brushed her own chest as though steadying her heart. "I have not seen it for a lifetime," she whispered. "Not since the last guardian fell. How does a human wear it?" The word guardian rippled through the crowd. Aliens exchanged nervous glances. Some looked afraid, others angry. The market had become a trap of eyes and whispers. The human raised his head now. His expression hardened. His voice was low, but each word was sharp. "I don't know your guardian, I don't know your stories. I found this ring, that's all." The elder shook her head, her voice cracked. "No one finds this child. It finds you." The air grew heavier. The crowd pressed closer. Suspicion flickered in every gaze. The human's heart pounded. He wished he had never stepped into this place, but it was too late. The elder leaned closer. Her eyes searched his face. "Tell me the truth. Did you steal it from the ruins?" The human's throat tightened. He did not answer. His silence was louder than words. Gasps echoed around him. The crowd buzzed like angry insects. The elder gripped her staff tighter, her whole body trembling. She did not shout, but her voice cut sharp as a blade. "This ring does not belong to you, and yet it shines for you." The human looked down at his hand, his fist trembling. The ring pulsed faintly with a glow he had never noticed before. It frightened him. He tried to cover it, but the light seeped through his skin. The elder stepped back. Her face pale as stone, her lips trembled. "Then it is true," she whispered. "The prophecy breathes again." The human's chest tightened. He opened his mouth to speak, but no words came. The silence was unbearable. Every alien eye burned into him. He wanted to vanish, but the ring's glow betrayed him. The elder's staff struck the ground, her voice rose, filled with both fear and awe. "Who are you, human? And why does the past cling to you?" The crowd surged forward, their voices rising. Questions flew like sparks. Fear and curiosity mixed into a storm. The human's pulse thundered in his ears. He knew this was only the beginning. The market did not return to its noise. The cries of vendors had faded into silence. All eyes were locked on the human and the old alien elder. The ring glowed faintly in the dim light, as though it had waited centuries for this moment. The elder's hand trembled as she pointed toward it again. Her voice broke through the tense air. "This is not a trinket, not a piece of human craft. It is the forgotten symbol of my people." The human swallowed, his jaw clenched, his shoulders stiff. "It's nothing but a ring," he muttered. Though his voice betrayed unease, the crowd erupted with murmurs. Some aliens gasped, others shook their heads in disbelief. A young merchant hissed, "Lies, only the chosen could carry that symbol." Another whispered, "It was lost when the guardians fell. How could a human hold it now?" The elder's eyes shone with a strange fire. She ignored the crowd, leaning closer to the human. "Do you understand what you wear? This is the seal of Arendor, the mark of the last guardian. It was said to be destroyed when the towers burned. Yet here it stands, glowing on your hand." The human tried to take a step back, but the crowd pressed in. He felt their stares like chains binding him in place. His voice was low, strained. "I don't know what Arendor is. I don't care about your guardian stories. I found this ring. Nothing more." But the elder shook her head fiercely. Her grip tightened on her staff. "No, a ring like this is not found. It chooses, it binds, and it punishes." Her words fell heavy into the silence. The crowd gasped as if each sentence carried a curse. Children were pulled closer to their mothers, merchants hid their goods, and some even began to back away, afraid to be near. The human clenched his fist. He wanted to tear the ring off, but when he tugged at it, the metal burned cold against his skin, refusing to move. His heart pounded harder, his throat dry. The elder's voice cracked, softer now, filled with pain. "Long ago, when I was young, I saw that ring in the hand of our guardian. He protected us. He carried the burden of memory. When he fell, the fire of our people died with him. And now you, an outsider, carry his symbol." Her words struck the human like blows. His mind raced. If this was true, why had the ring not revealed its power before? Why now, in the heart of a market filled with strangers? The whispers grew louder. The crowd debated, fear mixing with anger. "He must have stolen it," one voice accused. "Perhaps he raided the ruins," another spat. "Kill him before he curses us all," someone shouted. The human's chest tightened. His eyes darted toward the edges of the market, searching for escape. But the crowd had grown too thick, every path blocked by suspicious faces. The elder raised her hand, silencing the noise. Her voice trembled, but her words carried strength. "Do not touch him. Not yet. If the symbol has returned, then prophecy has returned too. If he truly bears the ring, his fate is no longer his alone." The human shook his head. "I am no one's fate. I never asked for this." His voice cracked with frustration. "I am only trying to live." But the elder's eyes did not leave him. She spoke slowly, each word pressing against his chest like weight. "The symbol has chosen you, whether you wished it or not. You must face what it demands. You cannot run from it." The human's breath quickened. The ring pulsed again, brighter this time, casting a faint glow across his knuckles. The crowd gasped. Some fell to their knees, others covered their eyes. A boy whispered, "It's alive." His mother pulled him back, trembling. The elder's hand shook as she pressed it to her chest. "It has awakened after centuries," she whispered. "And it awakens only in times of great darkness. This is a warning." The human felt his stomach twist. His thoughts screamed for escape. But deep inside, something stirred. A memory. A voice he could not place. His head pounded as though the ring whispered in a language he almost understood. He fell to his knees, clutching his head. The market blurred around him. The elder reached toward him, her face torn between fear and awe. The human gasped for breath. his voice hoarse. I don't want this. The elder knelt beside him. Her trembling hand hovered just above his shoulder. Child, she whispered. None who carried it ever wanted it. Yet all who carried it bore the weight of worlds. The human's eyes burned. He looked at her with desperation. Then take it from me. But the elder's face twisted in sorrow. If it has chosen you, only death can remove it. The human's heart sank. His chest felt heavy. The crowd's eyes pierced him from every direction. He wanted to vanish, but the ring burned cold on his skin, glowing brighter still. The elder rose, her staff striking the ground. Her voice boomed across the market. Hear me, people of Arendor. The symbol has returned, and it has chosen a human. The crowd erupted into chaos. Some screamed, some fell to their knees in prayer, others shouted in anger. The human stood frozen in the storm of voices, the ring pulsing like a heart against his finger, and deep inside, he felt it whisper again, soft but certain. A voice older than time. You are not alone. The human's breath came heavy as he stood trapped in the circle of eyes. The ring's glow dimmed but did not fade. It pulsed faintly, like a heartbeat that was not his own. The elder leaned on her staff, her voice calm but firm. You carry more than you admit. Tell us where it came from. The human hesitated, his mind spun with fear and doubt. He had sworn never to speak of it. Yet the weight of silence pressed against his chest until it burned. His lips trembled, and finally he spoke. I found it. Not in your markets, not from any trader, but deep beneath your soil. The crowd gasped. Words spread like sparks through dry grass. Beneath the soil, he speaks of the ruins. One voice shouted. Those grounds are cursed, forbidden. Another hissed. Mothers clutched their children tighter, vendors shut their stalls. The air was thick with fear. The elder's face drained of color. Her hand shook as she lifted it toward him. The ruins. You went there? The human's eyes darkened. He looked down, ashamed. His voice dropped lower. Yes, I went where I should not. I had no choice. I was starving, hunted. I needed shelter. The caves were the only place I could hide. The elder's staff struck the ground. Her voice cracked with anger. Those caves are not shelter, they are tombs. They were sealed for centuries to keep what slept within from waking. The human clenched his fists, his tone sharpened. Then why did the ring call to me? Why did it wait in the dark as though it belonged in my hand? The crowd stirred. Some shouted that he lied, others demanded answers. But the elder's face grew haunted. She whispered, because it chose you, and that is what terrifies me. The human's mind drifted back. He remembered the night he had stumbled into the ruins. The air had been heavy, the stone walls cracked with moss and age. He had lit a small fire and collapsed in exhaustion, and then he saw it, resting on a pedestal of broken stone, a ring that seemed alive. He had reached for it without thinking. The instant his skin touched the metal, a chill had run through his body. Yet at the same time, warmth filled his chest, as if unseen arms wrapped around him. He had collapsed, and in the silence of his faint he had dreamed of fire, battle, and a voice calling his name, though he had never heard it before. He spoke slowly now, his voice trembling as he told them, I saw visions, flames swallowing towers, warriors falling, a figure standing alone with the ring glowing in his hand. I thought it was madness, hunger, but when I woke the ring was on my finger and it would not come off. The elder closed her eyes. Pain washed across her face. You saw him, our guardian. He fell in battle as our world burned. His symbol vanished with him, or so we believed. Now it clings to you, an echo of his memory. The human felt his stomach twist. He wanted to deny it, but the images burned too clearly in his mind. His voice cracked. Then why me? Why a stranger? An outsider? The elder opened her eyes slowly. Her gaze cut through him. Perhaps because your people carry a fire we long ago lost. Perhaps because fate is cruel. Or perhaps because you were simply there when it awoke. The whispers of the crowd grew darker. Some aliens shouted for the human's death, calling him a thief of sacred relics. Others demanded the elder explain what it meant. The market shook with unrest. The elder raised her staff, her voice rising above the chaos. Silence. This is no ordinary theft, this is prophecy stirring. We stand at the edge of something far greater than us. The human shook his head, his chest tightened. He wanted to run, but the ring pulsed again, louder, stronger. He cried out, clutching his hand as pain shot through him. For a moment he saw fire again, but this time he heard words clear and sharp. Do not let go, stand, or all will fall. He staggered, his knees weak. The elder steadied him, her voice trembling. It speaks to you already. He looked at her with fear. It's not my burden. I don't want it. The elder's eyes softened. Yet her words held no comfort. No guardian ever wanted it, they carried it because they had to. The human's heart pounded. He realized then that no matter how far he ran, the ring would cling to him, binding him to a destiny he never asked for. The elder faced the crowd. Her voice was heavy. Listen well, people of Arendor. The human speaks truth. He found the ring, in the ruins. The prophecy has awoken. Our forgotten past breathes again through him. The crowd erupted. Some cried in terror, others shouted in defiance, and still others dropped to their knees in prayer. The market was no longer a place of trade, but a storm of fear, faith, and suspicion. The human stood in the middle of it all, his chest heaving. He whispered to himself, "Why me?" But the ring pulsed again, and in his heart, he knew this was only the beginning. The elder stood frozen, her hand gripping the staff so tightly the wood creaked. The human's words echoed in her ears, the ruins, the visions, the ring that refused to leave his hand. She felt as if the past she had buried long ago had risen to life before her eyes. The market was no longer calm. Some aliens shouted in fear, others demanded the human be seized. A few even pressed forward with anger in their eyes, but none dared touch him. The glow of the ring pulsed like a warning. The elder raised her staff high, her voice shaking yet firm. Stand back, all of you, this is not theft, this is fate. The human's heart pounded. He wished she had not said that. He did not want fate, he wanted escape. His voice cracked with frustration. I told you. I don't want this, I am no guardian, I am no savior. The elder's eyes softened, but sorrow weighed her features. And yet the ring does not care for what you want. It remembers its bearer. It remembers its oath. It shines because you carry something within you, something even you do not understand. The human shook his head violently. No, I am just a man trying to live. I never asked for this. But the elder stepped closer, her trembling hand lifting toward the ring. Her voice dropped to a whisper that only he could hear. Do you know whose ring this is? Do you know the truth of what you wear? The human's chest tightened. He wanted to deny her, but curiosity gnawed at him. His lips pressed together. Tell me, he whispered. The elder's eyes filled with tears she could not stop. It belonged to the guardian of Arendor, our last protector, our shield when the great war consumed us. He was more than a warrior. He was our hope. And when he fell, everything fell with him. His ring vanished, and with it, our chance at survival. We thought it destroyed, but here it is, glowing on the hand of a human. The words struck the crowd like thunder. Cries of disbelief filled the air. Some bowed, others cursed. A merchant spat on the ground, shouting, Blasphemy! The ring would never choose an outsider. The elder's voice trembled louder. Yet it has, can you not see? It glows for him. It binds itself to him. That is no trick, no lie. The human felt sick. He looked down at his hand. The black stone shimmered, a faint fire deep within. His voice cracked. I never knew. I never wanted this. The elder stepped back, her staff shaking. Then why does it awaken now in your hand? For centuries it was silent. For centuries we begged for its return. But it never answered. Not until you arrived. The human clenched his fists. Maybe it's broken. Maybe it doesn't mean anything anymore. The elder's face grew pale. Her lips trembled. No, child, symbols do not break. They wait, and this one has waited for you. The crowd pressed closer. Fear gave way to anger. If he carries it, then he must prove himself, one voice shouted. Or he must die with it, another hissed. The tension burned like a fire ready to spread. The human's chest tightened. His voice rose in desperation. I cannot be your guardian. I cannot carry your dead hopes, I will not. The elder's eyes grew wet with tears. Her voice broke. Then tell me why it glows only for you. Tell me why it burns brighter each time you deny it. The human froze. His hand trembled. The glow of the ring spread faintly up his wrist. His throat tightened. He could not answer. The elder collapsed to her knees, her staff clattering against the stone. The truth shatters me, she whispered. For the ring has spoken and I cannot deny it. You, human, are chosen where our own blood failed. The words silenced the market. Even the angriest voices fell quiet. For a moment, only the sound of the wind through the stalls filled the air, the yaoi. Human's face hardened, his voice low and filled with bitterness. Then your truth is cruel. It ruins me. It marks me for something I never asked to carry. The elder raised her head, her eyes shimmering with grief. The truth is cruel. But it is ours. We begged for salvation, and now it comes in the form of one we never expected. The human staggered back. His body shook. He felt trapped by destiny. His voice cracked. If this is true, then what happens to me? To all of you? The elder's gaze dropped. Her lips whispered words heavy with dread. War, child, war will follow, for if the ring has returned, so too will the ones who seek to claim it. The human's blood ran cold. The ring pulsed again, stronger now. As if it agreed with her, his hand burned with fire, and he bit back a cry. The elder rose slowly, leaning on her staff, her face set with sorrow and steel. The truth has shattered us all. We prayed for a guardian, but none of us dreamed it would be you. And now the choice is no longer ours. It is yours. The human's chest heaved. He wanted to throw the ring into the dirt, but it clung to him, alive. His voice cracked in despair. Then I am cursed. The elder's eyes closed. Her whisper drifted across the silent market. Cursed or chosen in the end, there is little difference. And as the ring glowed brighter, the human realized his life was no longer his own. It belonged to something ancient, something waiting, something that would not let him go. The night came heavy over the city, but the market still echoed with whispers of the human and the ring. Word of the event spread like wildfire, carried from stall to stall, from street to street. Some spoke in fear, others in awe, and many in anger. But all repeated the same truth. The forgotten symbol had returned, and it had chosen a human. The elder could not rest. She knew silence would not calm the people. Only answers could, and answers lay within the old temple of memory. Her staff tapped against the stone path as she walked with determination. Behind her walked the human, his face pale, his eyes haunted. The ring glowed faintly in the dark, guiding them like a cursed lantern. "Where are you taking me?" he asked, his voice tight. His hands trembled as though carrying invisible chains. The elder did not look back. "To the chamber where truth sleeps. If the ring has bound itself to you, it will show us why." The human shook his head. "I don't want to see more. The visions already burn inside me. I cannot take more of them." The elder's voice softened but carried weight. "You do not have the choice. The symbol demands memory, and memory always demands a price." They entered the temple. The air was colder inside. Shadows stretched across cracked stone pillars. Ancient carvings glowed faintly on the walls, symbols of battles and fallen guardians. Dust drifted through the air like the ghosts of prayers long forgotten. The elder led him deeper, to a chamber sealed with heavy stone doors. She touched the surface, and the carvings flared with light. The doors groaned open, revealing a hall, where silence was thick as death. In the center stood a pedestal, its surface cracked but still humming with energy. "This is the chamber of memory," the elder whispered. "Here, the guardians faced their truth. Here, the symbol reveals what lies hidden." The human's chest tightened. He took a step back. "No, I won't. I can't." But the ring pulsed violently, burning his skin. His knees buckled, dragging him forward. He gasped, clutching his hand. It's forcing me. The elder placed a trembling hand on his shoulder. Do not fight it, let it show you what it must. The human fell to his knees before the pedestal. His vision blurred as light poured from the ring, washing over the chamber. The walls trembled, the carvings lit with fire, and the air filled with whispers of voices long dead. Then the visions came. He stood in another time, another place. Towers of crystal burned in the distance, the ground shook with explosions. Warriors with glowing armor fought against monstrous shadows. Their screams pierced the air. He saw a figure, tall, strong, carrying the same ring that burned on his own hand. The Guardian. The Guardian's face was hidden in shadow, but his eyes burned with defiance. His voice thundered, I will not let them take what we swore to protect. The ring on his hand flared with power, unleashing waves of energy that shattered enemies into dust. The human staggered in the vision. His heart raced. He felt the Guardian's pain, his exhaustion, his sacrifice. He heard the cries of people calling his name, begging him to save them. Then came betrayal. A figure cloaked in darkness stepped forward, a blade dripping with venomous light. The Guardian faltered, struck down, not by the enemy, but by one he once called brother. His cry shook the heavens. The ring flew from his hand. Swallowed by fire and shadow, the human screamed, clutching his chest. The pain was unbearable. The vision burned into him like a scar. He collapsed, trembling on the floor of the chamber. The elder knelt beside him, her eyes wet. What did you see? His voice was hoarse, broken. I saw him, your guardian. He fought until the end, but he was betrayed. He died alone, and his ring waited, waiting for someone else. The elder's face twisted with grief. Her staff shook in her hand. Betrayal, yes, the whispers spoke of it, but none dared believe. Now the truth is carved into you. The human's eyes burned with tears, his voice cracked. Why me? Why would it choose me? I am nothing like him. The elder shook her head slowly. The symbol does not look for blood. It looks for spirit. It remembers what lies hidden. Perhaps you carry something you have yet to see. The human's fists trembled, his voice filled with despair. I am no savior, I cannot carry this, the elder whispered. And yet you must, for the past has bound itself to you. You cannot escape what you have seen. The chamber trembled. The glow faded and silence returned. The human lay shaking on the cold stone floor. The ring no longer burned, but its weight pressed heavier than ever before. The elder's whisper broke the silence. It has shown us the truth. Betrayal ended our guardian, but you have been given his memory, and with it, his burden. The human lifted his head slowly, his eyes hollow, his voice trembling. Then this burden will destroy me. The elder closed her eyes, her tears falling freely. Perhaps, but sometimes, destruction is the beginning of something greater. And as the chamber doors closed behind them, the human realized the past was no longer buried. It lived within him now, and it would not let him go. The temple doors closed with a heavy sound, sealing the memory of visions behind stone and silence. The human staggered into the night air, his legs weak, his chest heavy as if the ring pulled him down with every breath. The elder followed slowly, her staff tapping against the path, her eyes still wet from the truth they had uncovered. The streets outside were not calm. Word of the chamber's awakening had spread faster than fire. Crowds gathered, torches flickered, voices shouted. Some bowed when they saw the human, others cursed his name. The city no longer looked at him as a stranger. He was now a symbol, whether he wanted it or not. The human clenched his fists, his voice cracked with frustration. I don't want this. I never wanted this. You saw what it does, you saw how it destroys. I cannot carry the weight of your guardian. The elder's voice trembled, but her words held steel. You do not choose the ring chooses you. The visions were clear. It has bound itself to you. You are the living memory of what was lost. The human turned sharply, his eyes burning. Then take it back. Break it. End it. I am not your savior. I am not your hope. I am only a man trying to survive. But the elder shook her head. It cannot be broken, not by you, not by me. If you run, the burden will follow. If you hide, the past will hunt you. You cannot escape it. The human's chest rose and fell quickly. His voice dropped low, heavy with despair. Then I am cursed. The elder closed her eyes, her tears glimmering in the firelight. Perhaps, but sometimes the curse is also the key to salvation. The crowd pressed closer, voices mixing in chaos. Some demanded he lead them, others shouted that he must be punished. Fear and faith clashed in the square. The human felt crushed beneath their stares, as though every pair of eyes carved another scar on his soul. He shouted over them, his voice breaking, "I am not your leader, I am not your warrior, leave me alone." But the ring pulsed again, glowing brighter. A faint hum filled the air, and the crowd fell silent. All eyes locked on the light that spilled from his hand. The elder raised her staff, her voice ringing out, "Do you not see? The symbol has returned, it does not wait, it does not beg, it commands. If it has chosen him, then our path is bound to his." The crowd erupted again, but this time with divided voices. Some knelt, crying prayers to the guardian reborn. Others spat and cursed, declaring it a mockery. The air felt like a storm, charged with fear and fire. The human stepped back, his heart pounding. He whispered, almost to himself, "I don't belong to you, I don't belong to this." But the elder's hand gripped his arm, her eyes burned with urgency. "Listen to me. If you do not accept this burden, we will all fall. Enemies stir already. They hear the whispers. They know the symbol has returned, and they will come to claim it. They will come to claim you." The human froze. His chest tightened, his breath shallow. "Enemies? Who?" The elder's voice dropped low, heavy with dread. "Those who betrayed the guardian, those who sought the ring once before, they have not vanished. They have waited in shadow, and the return of the symbol will draw them back. And if you do not stand, they will burn this world again." The human's fists trembled, his voice cracked. "I cannot fight them. I am no warrior." The elder leaned close, her voice soft yet fierce. "Neither was the guardian when he was chosen. He became one because he had no other choice, and neither do you." The human turned away, his chest burning. He looked at the torches, the faces, the endless sea of expectation and fear. He felt small, powerless, trapped. His voice was a whisper. "You ask too much of me." The elder's gaze softened. "It is not me who asks, it is the ring, it is the memory, it is fate itself." Silence pressed down on him. He stared at his hand, the ring glowing faintly, pulsing in rhythm with his heartbeat. A strange feeling stirred within him. Not acceptance, but not denial either. A weight that could not be thrown away. The elder's voice trembled as she spoke again. "This is your burden of choice. You can run and leave us to fall, or you can stand and become what none of us expected." The human closed his eyes. His mind screamed for escape, for freedom. But deep inside, the visions burned. The guardian's sacrifice, the betrayal, the fire, the voice that had whispered to him, "Stand or all will fall." He opened his eyes slowly, his lips parted, his voice cracked with exhaustion. "If I choose to fight, then this world will become my prison. If I choose to run, then I will never be free. Either way I lose." The elder bowed her head. "Yes, that is the truth of the ring. The burden is not in victory but in sacrifice. The choice is yours, human, but know this. Destiny waits for no one." The human's chest heaved. He looked at the crowd one last time. Their faces were filled with hope, fear, and doubt, and he realized no matter what he chose, the weight of their future already pressed against his shoulders. The ring pulsed again, brighter now, casting a harsh light across the square. The human's voice trembled, but he spoke. "Then the burden is mine, even if it breaks me." The elder's eyes filled with sorrow and pride. She whispered, "So the choice is made." And as the torches flickered in the night, shadows stirred beyond the city walls. Enemies who had waited too long, now moving in silence toward the one chosen by the forgotten symbol. The human did not sleep that night. The elder had given him a small room in the temple, but the stone walls felt like a cage. The ring pulsed faintly on his finger, reminding him with every beat that he no longer belonged to himself. He sat on the edge of the bed, staring at the glow, wondering how one piece of metal could change everything. Outside, the city was restless. Fires burned in the streets. Voices carried through the night air. Some prayed for him, calling him the guardian reborn. Others cursed his name, demanding he be cast out. He was both savior and curse, and he had not even chosen either path. The elder entered quietly, her staff tapping against the floor. Her eyes carried the weight of countless years. She looked at him with sorrow. "You carry their hopes now," she whispered. "But hopes come with a price." The human's voice cracked. "I never asked for this. I never asked to carry your ghosts. I only wanted to survive, to live quietly. But now, everything is gone. My life is gone." The elder nodded slowly. "That is the truth of the ring. It gives nothing without taking everything." He clenched his fists, his voice filled with despair. "Then what is left for me? What do I gain, if everything I had is lost?" The elder's eyes glistened with tears. "Perhaps nothing. Perhaps only the knowledge that you carried a fire when no one else could. Perhaps the only reward is that your sacrifice will give others a chance to live." The human turned away. His heart ached, he wanted to scream, but the weight of the ring crushed even his anger. Silence stretched between them, broken only by the faint hum of power from the stone. Suddenly, a horn echoed through the night, loud and sharp. The elder's eyes widened. She rushed to the door. "They have come," she whispered. Fear trembled in her voice. "The enemies who waited in shadow, they have come for you." The human's blood turned cold. He stood quickly. "For me? Why?" The elder gripped her staff tightly. "Because the ring has returned, and with it, the power they once sought. They will not rest until it is theirs." The temple shook as distant screams rose from the city. The glow of fire spread against the night sky. The human's chest tightened, his voice cracked. "This is because of me. They come because I carry this curse." The elder turned sharply. "No, they come because the curse is power. They would have destroyed us with or without you. But with you, we may yet stand." The human shook his head, his voice heavy. "I cannot fight them. I am not your guardian. I cannot lead your people." The elder stepped closer, her eyes burning with urgency. "You do not need to be him. You only need to stand. If you fall, all of us fall with you." The temple doors burst open, warriors rushed in, their armor cracked and bloodied. "The city is burning," one shouted. "They breach the walls, we cannot hold them." The elder turned to the human, her voice sharp as steel. "Now you understand the price. You cannot hide, you cannot run. The ring has chosen you for this moment. Will you stand, or will you doom us all?" The human's breath came fast. His body trembled. He wanted to run, but the visions burned inside him. The guardian's voice still echoed in his mind, "Stand, or all will fall." He closed his eyes. His voice broke. "If I stand, I may die." The elder's whisper cut through the noise. "If you do not, we all will." The human lifted his hand. The ring pulsed brighter than ever before, flooding the chamber with light. The warriors fell silent, their eyes wide. The elder dropped to her knees, whispering prayers. The human stepped forward. His voice trembled, but he spoke with strength. "Then let the curse be mine. Let the burden be mine. If this is the price, I will pay it." The ring flared. Light exploded through the temple. The carvings on the walls blazed with fire. The ground shook as power surged. The human felt the weight of countless memories pour into him. Battles, sacrifices, betrayals. Every guardian's voice cried within him, and he carried them all. He staggered, pain tearing through him. But he stood, his eyes glowing faintly now. His voice broke as he whispered, "I am no savior, but I will not let you burn." The elder looked up at him, her tears streaming. "So the prophecy lives," she whispered, "and the price is paid." Outside, the enemy forces pressed into the city, shadows and fire spreading through the streets. But as the humans stepped into the night, the ring's light cut through the darkness. For the first time in centuries, the forgotten symbol burned again. The people fell silent. Some dropped to their knees. Others cried with hope. Even the enemies paused as the light spread across the walls. The elder's voice carried over the square. Behold, the Guardian's fire returns, not in blood, but in spirit. Not in what we expected, but in what we needed. The human stood trembling, the weight of memory crushing him. His voice cracked as he whispered, "This is not my destiny, but it is my choice." And as the ring flared, brighter than the flames of war, he knew the revelation had cost him everything. His freedom, his peace, his life as he knew it. But it gave one thing back to the world, the chance to survive. That was the revelation's price. And he bore it alone.